Hello students, hope you are all having good time. You all are fine. And today we shall discuss floating bodies, the continuation of floating bodies. So far we have discussed that whenever object is denser than water, let us say you are taking a small wooden block and a marble. Now if you drop marble in the water, it will sink. Whereas if you take a small wooden piece and drop it over water, it will float. Now why does an object sink and why does an object float? The reason is, if the density of the object is greater than water, it will sink in water. The density of the object is less than water, it will float in water. So far this is our ideology. But how far this is true? Now let us take a piece of aluminium and fold it. Let us say you have aluminium paper, fold it completely and press it so that there are no air gaps. You drop it in water. What will happen? The aluminium piece sinks. Next time you take the same paper, open it and make it like a bowl and put it in water. What will happen? Instead of sinking, the aluminium board floats. Now here the same substance, once it is sinking and another time it is floating when it is expected to sink. So the relative density of the object is not the only thing that we have to take into account. There is some other factor also. There is some other factor that we need to take it into account. We shall look into that factor. Why do objects sink and why do objects float? For that we have a different answer. Let us say, take an overflow jar and keep a beaker aside, fill the overflow jar completely with water. Now take a wooden block, dip the wooden block in the water. Now what happens to the water? The water overflows. This water that has overflown will be same, the volume of the water that overflowed will be same as the volume of the wooden block. Now what you do is, measure the weight of this water and measure the weight of wooden block. Suppose if the wooden block weight is more than that of the displaced water, then this wooden block will sink, otherwise the wooden block will float. Now the mass of water is greater than the mass of wooden block of same volume, because of which the wooden block will be floating. Now let us do the same activity with aluminium. Why do aluminium sink and why do aluminium float? Let us discuss the reason for it. Let us say you are taking aluminium paper, fold it completely and drop it in the overflow jar. When you are dropping it in the overflow jar, little water comes out. Here the volume of the water that has overflown is same as the volume of the aluminium that you have taken. But here when you compare the weights of aluminium and weight of water, weight of aluminium and weight of water of same volume, you will find that aluminium mass is greater than that of weight of water. So what happens is, the aluminium that you have taken, it will sink. In the next case, what you do is, take the same aluminium sheet, unfold it and make it like a bowl. When you are making it like a bowl, little water flows out of it. Now measure the weight of the water and measure the weight of aluminium. Now you will find that the weight of the water that has overflown is greater than that of aluminium. So here, because the weight of the water is greater, the aluminium will be floating. So this is the reason why the ships that are going in the water do not sink, but they float on the water and they move. This is the reason behind. Now how do you conclude the statement? If the weight of the displaced water is less than that of the weight of aluminium, then the weight of the displaced water is less than that of the weight of aluminium, then aluminium floats. If the weight of the displaced water is greater than that of the aluminium, here the aluminium weight of the water is greater, then the aluminium will be floating over the water. So this is this is derived by Archimedes. Now let us see the next topic on upward force in liquids. What is this upward force? Whenever you are dropping a piece of stone in water, what will happen? The stone will sink. Here the gravitational force is greater than the force applied by water on this stone in the upward direction. So this is why the stone will be sinking. Let us see the next topic, observing the upward force in liquids. Now let us say, take a plastic bottle, close its mouth and you force it into the water. You force the plastic box into the water and release it. What will happen? Plastic bottle, as you remove your hand, this again floats. So this shows that there is some upward force acting in the liquids, and this upward force is called buoyancy. The force acting per unit area is the pressure of water. Pressure of water. Next we shall look into the pressure of air. Take a big beaker containing water, take a glass and fix cotton at the end of the glass. Now turn this like this and try to push it inside the beaker. When you try to push it inside the beaker till the bottom, remove it and see whether the cotton has become wet or not. You will find that the cotton still remains dry. This is because the air inside the cup, it exerts pressure over the water and it does not allow the water to go in. So this is called air pressure. So that's about today's class, children. We shall continue in the next class.